All right, this is the wrap up of the Greco-Persian Wars. We're going to talk about some of the major events. This is an overview or a review, depending on how you use it. But we're going to take a look at a timeline of events of major things that happened during the Greco-Persian Wars. So the numbers that we're looking at 550 BCE and ending at 475 BCE. Now remember, as you go into the future, the numbers get smaller when you're talking about before Common Era. So keep that in mind. As you move to the future, the numbers get smaller. So let's take a look at what we've got. So we have in 546 BCE, the Persians capturing Ionia. The Persian king, led by King Darius, captured the Greek colony of Ionia, taking control of their harbors, farmland, and forced them to pay tribute, or what that means is just the payment of goods. So it's like a tax. So we see here King Darius controlling this. And remember, Ionia was part of the Asian mainland, so he felt that he needed this to be a part of his kingdom. Then we move to 499 BCE, the Ionian Revolt. Basically what happened is the Ionians reached out to Greece, particularly Athens, who sent soldiers and helped defeat the Persian army. After the initial success, the Athenian army left for home, and that left the Ionians vulnerable. And of course, King Darius punishes the Ionians once the Athenians leave, and they burn their city of Miletus. And this really kind of marks the beginning of the Greco-Persian Wars. This is kind of like the first battle. But nonetheless, the Persians gain control of Ionia again, and then we'll see how this progresses. We get to 493 BCE. Like I said, the Ionians are punished. They destroy the city of Miletus. They recapture Ionia and ultimately take it back over. Then in 490 BCE, what we have is the Battle of Marathon. King Darius and the Persian army invade the Greek peninsula. They meet Athenian general Miltiades and his army on the plain of Marathon. The Athenian army was able to defeat the Persians with better equipment and military strategies. And not to mention, they had the help of their navy. So if you look in the back here, you see the naval ships. And that was something that allowed the Athenians to ultimately defeat the Persians. And the race nowadays known as a marathon actually was named after this. A guy ran all the way back to Athens, about 26 miles, and dropped dead after he gave the news of the Athenian win. So then we get to 480 BCE, the Battle of Thermopylae, probably the most famous battle. King Xerxes, now the son of Darius, he wants to avenge his father's defeat at Marathon, so he's looking for revenge here. He marches this huge army to Thermopylae. Some, say it's in the hundreds of thousands. It was a lot of soldiers. He was met by a much smaller force. There was Athenians and Spartan soldiers, and it was led by the Spartan king Leonidas. Basically what happened is there was a traitor told Xerxes and his army a way around to be able to surround King Leonidas and the Spartans. Basically, King Leonidas said, okay, I'm going to stay here with about 300 of my men. I'm going to send everybody back to Athens and other places where people lived. And they held off the Persians for a while, but they were just simply overwhelmed by the numbers. And then what the Persians do is they continue to march to Athens, where they go on to burn Athens to the ground. But it's not over yet. So we got the Battle of Salamis. One way that the Athenians were able to keep fighting is due to their navy, and we see that here in the Battle of Salamis. Themistocles was the guy who proceeded to convince the people that this is the way to go. He used this strategy to defeat a much larger Persian navy. He basically drew the Persian army kind of into these little channels around Greece, and was able basically to surround them, and then with these big huge battering rams on the front of them were able to defeat and sink a lot of the Persian ships. And that's basically what happened. Then what we have in 479 BCE, the Battle of Plataea. The Persian king Xerxes, he had to flee and with some of his soldiers because Athens and Sparta join up and are very effective. And they tried attacking Athens again. It didn't work. The Athenians were thought to be weakened by the destruction of Athens, but we see in the Battle of Plataea that wasn't the case. They surprised everybody. They joined forces with the Spartans. They proceeded to defeat the Persian army, ultimately ending the Greco-Persian Wars. All right, so let's take a look at our overall deal. You're going to want to take a look at why were there some battles that were really close together? Why were there some that were not so close together? Think about why that would be the case. And really take a look at this thing. This is an overview of all the battles, so if you need some help with that, use it. Otherwise, have a good one. We'll see you later next time.